This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Over in Exuma, search teams, the police and family members of Rudolph Humes are searching for him. The elderly man in his 70s has been missing for a few days. He was last seen in the settlement of the Forest on Saturday between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. wearing a tan pants and yellow shirt.
Humes is of a light brown complexion, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing about 150 pounds. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Randolph Humes can contact the police at 919.
Bishop Simeon Hall remains tight-lipped about those sexually explicit messages that surfaced on the popular social media network Facebook last week. We contacted Bishop Hall for a follow-up today, who said he's still being advised by his attorneys not to speak on the matter and that officers of the Cyber Crimes Unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force have already visited his church office twice since the whole thing unfolded. The recently surfaced messages have apparently put Bishop Simeon Hall in a compromising position. The screenshots show a sexually explicit conversation dating as far back as months ago. Officers on the case are not commenting publicly for fear of compromising the investigation.
25-year-old Darren Neely and 25-year-old Rashad LaRoder were hauled before the South Street Magistrates Court today to face murder and attempted murder charges. In court, Neely was formally charged with killing Jason Clark back on New Year's Day. He and LaRoder are also accused of attempting to kill Michael Proval on the same date. Both defendants were also charged with possession of a firearm with the intent to endanger the life of Edward Butler. They were not required to enter a plea to the charges. A voluntary bill of indictment will be filed. Bail was denied and they were remanded to prison. Ian Cargill and Shaka Seville are representing them. He didn't do it. That's the position of accused rapist Oscar Ingram, who took the witness stand in his defense today. The accused also called his girlfriend to provide an alibi. Jiminy DeSwain reports.
Oscar Ingram mounted his defense on Tuesday against Crown allegations of burglary, rape, and armed robbery that occurred between May 29th and May 30th, 2012 during an island-wide blackout. It's alleged that he broke into a Western New Providence home and robbed a woman of $165 cash, a $200 cell phone, and assaulted her while armed with a handgun. Ingram called his girlfriend of the time, Makiko Black, to provide an alibi for him. The witness told the court that only one night of the period January 1st to June 2012, they did not sleep together, so she thought it was impossible for him to do what he was accused of doing. Under cross-examination, Black said they dated from November 2011 and moved in together in January 2012. On the night of the blackout, the witness said Ingram got home after 6, they had sex and watched television. And later that night, her best friend and boyfriend came over. She denied the suggestion that she came to lie for a man. In her words, she had nothing to lose, but she had no reason to lie. Ingram also took the witness stand in his own defense prior to Black testifying. He said the allegation that he entered the home of a female and raped her is not true. He said on June 28 he was with his girlfriend at his cousin's house in South Beach when he said he received calls after his picture flashed across the television screen. He told jurors he dropped his girlfriend to work before turning himself in to police. He said while at the station he underwent an identification parade, but he refused to sign some statements presented to him by officers that led to a slap and him knocking his head while heading to a room, he testified. According to Ingram, when he reached that room, that was when, quote, everything really started, end quote. Ingram claimed there was a white body bag on the floor. The officers tripped him, put a bag over his head, and then beat him. The accused told jurors that he refused to sign the statements and told the police they might as well kill him. He told jurors, quote, honestly, I ain't raped nobody. My evidence is I ain't raped nobody. They putting these things on me, end quote. On the night of the incident, Ingram also said he was at home with his girlfriend where they had sex and watched television. Under cross-examination, he insisted that he did not target the victim during a blackout, which could have been an opportune time. He also said he had no idea why out of 5 people tested, his DNA profile could not be excluded from a clot sample taken from the victim's panty. Just before heading into the holding cell at Central, Ingram had this to say.
I rape nobody.
The case continues before Justice Carolita Bethel. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
The $1.3 billion project located in southwestern New Providence has proven to be quite a cash cow, generating millions of dollars in profits and injecting millions into the local economy. A senior executive at Albany is crediting the project's success to date to its ability to offer a unique mixed-use product and the vested interest of its developers. C.S. Scotterly has more.
More than $500 million has been injected into the project since ground was broken in 2008, and all amenities have been completed. To date, the resort has generated more than $300 million in sales. Highlighting Albany's progress, Senior Vice President Dr. Tyrone McKenzie says the resort is doing well.
We've been pretty fortunate considering the economic climate, and we believe, again, it's because we are meeting and fulfilling a need that is out there. And so interestingly, today we had a discussion that we are moving now from trying to sell to focusing on our internal customers.
Dr. McKenzie also pointed out how the capacity of the hotel component should change by the end of the year once the latest set of villas are completely outfitted. His announcement comes following the government signing an amended heads of agreement with Albany officials in February for the $140 million expansion. That will include the addition of a medical and wellness center, helicopter landing pad, a financial center, and a sports academy.
And we are ready to break ground on the next 3 buildings. So all the preliminary work is being done. We have submitted drawings and for permitting and approval by the government. So the next 3 buildings should be going up shortly.
C.S. Scotterly, ZNS Network News.
All right, well, still to come, a popular music conference set for the Diplomat Center. We'll tell you all about it.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scotterly. Outgoing chairman of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, Chester Cooper, says he is pleased with the progress that has been made during his tenure. Various trade mission trips to Panama, Haiti, Cuba, and South Florida, along with a small and medium-sized enterprises mentorship program, are just some of those achievements that he highlighted. Cooper says he is confident, though, that as he leaves this post, the organization is in a great place.
Well, the Chamber will continue to play an active role in all issues that impact business. The Chamber is not just self-serving with respect to the interests of business, but we want to create a better Bahamas.
In other business news, Harbor Engineering Company hosted a job fair in Cooperstown, Abaco today in hopes of filling positions necessary to complete the North Abaco Port development. They're looking for heavy equipment operators, dozer drivers, dump truck drivers, general laborers, cooks, and helpers. The job fair was held at the Faith Walk Church of God Auditorium in Cooperstown. It marks the company's first job fair on the island. All the listed positions will be available as it moves closer to construction on the $39 million project. And in international news, China has released weaker than expected manufacturing data, reinforcing concerns that the world's second largest economy is losing steam. Industrial output rose by 8.7% in April from a year earlier, compared with estimates for an 8.9% increase. Retail sales and fixed asset investment spending also came in below forecast. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scotterly.